Oh, it's already torn. Oh, Jesus. Just sticking to everything. Gross! My fingers aren't sticky anymore. Are those the right screws? I think so. Ugh, it's really on there. Okay, yeah. And as long as all the holes line up, we're good to go. But I did, I felt it too. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Zach Does It. If this is your first time joining us, well, welcome again, and it's so great having you. I hope you enjoy this episode and you stick around for future ones. And if you're coming back, if you're a returning visitor, it's so great to see you. I can't believe how far we've come in this journey already, and I can't wait to share more of it as we go. In today's episode, we're going to pick up where past Zach left off last week with disassembling the passenger side door so he could access all of the internals and get to soundproofing and cleaning and otherwise fixing other problems with that door. Today, our plan is to do the soundproofing, fix the window crank, and get the entire thing reassembled. After that, we'll be able to move on to the driver's side door, followed by some door bushings, and finally that redesigned center console that we've been so excited about for weeks now. But I really shouldn't get ahead of myself, especially my past self, because I have no way of actually catching up. So I'm going to finish cleaning and wiping everything down, and then I'm going to reinstall the component. I'll make sure that the glass is in and everything else is secure, and then before I finish reassembling the door, we'll run it through its paces, we'll open it, we'll close it, we'll see what it's like. All I need is for the window crank to work. I don't need it to be perfect at the moment. I can fix it again down the road. Granted, I really don't want to take my door apart again, but if it means taking it apart so that I can repair it the right way, I'll eat the cost. I'll do that. I'll bite the bullet. So let's finish wiping this down. Let's get it a little bit cleaner. We'll use a little bit more Goo Gone with a clean rag this time because this one's now black, full of gunk. So let's do that. Let's wipe it down and then we'll start reassembling the passenger side door. Oh, and actually, no, we'll do the soundproofing after we're done wiping it down. That's a good plan. I guess that's fine. It's weird that it crosses over. You know, you kind of would have maybe expected it to be like that, but, I don't know. It is the passenger side. I'm pretty sure I got the right one. It's got an R on it for right. Is that the right side? We'll see. Anyways, we need to sneak this in. We'll get that rail in place. I'm wondering if the glass goes in first. I don't think so because I took it out in the opposite order, but we'll see. So slide you in. All right, well, it went in easily. So let's finish mounting the window to all of the assembly pieces. And with any luck, we'll be good to go. Are those the right screws? I think so. There we go. Well, I think that about does it for the soundproofing on the door. You may have noticed I cut some of the soundproofing out around some of the holes, around some other plastic pieces that you then screw other accessories and trim pieces into. Really, I'm just trying to make sure I cover as much area as I can without plugging all the holes that the clips then need to go into or making anything not fit correctly. So this is about as good as it gets unless I really want to go through and like painstakingly line everything. But I think we've covered a sufficient amount of the door. From the sounds of it, it does sound like it doesn't rattle as much as it used to, so I'm hopeful that this will have an impact. The good news is that we've really only used about 2/3 of one of the two remaining sheets. So if I use another 2/3, then I'll have 2/3 left, if my math checks out, which means I've got more soundproofing to put wherever I want. So I'll have a little extra in case I do feel that the doors need more soundproofing, or in case I feel something else needs more soundproofing. That's all I needed to do for this. I think I'm ready to finish reassembling. I hope I'm ready to finish reassembling. I also did just notice one of those plastic pieces, one of those clips that I thought I was missing is just stuck in the door. So I'm gonna pop that off real quick before we get the card going. It's really on there. Got it. Okay, yeah. All right, and that one must have come from over here. Okay, all of these are secure. I'm missing one up here. If I think about where these attach, I think I'll sacrifice one of these to put up here. I think I'd rather have this part of the panel secure than here where it's a little more dense. In fact, this one has actually torn up already. So if I move this to here, that should actually help keep things in place for now. So same as before, just opposite direction. We want to come in from the top and slide down. We can lift this up to see what we're doing. And as long as all the holes line up, we're good to go. All right, next up is the latch. Okay, so here's the cool thing about these clips. You're never gonna get it on if you put the handle on first. So, the opposite of before, where you had to take the pin off before you take the crank off, if you put the pin on before you put the crank on, your life will be easier. So just watch, it'll snap into place when it's done. It was very quiet. You probably didn't hear that, but I did. I felt it too. And now, it's secure. The crank is not coming off. I can now, try to roll the window up and down. There we go. With a little coercion, little extra force, we're able to do it. But we don't want to mess anything up, especially while that bushing does not exist. So I'm happy with that for now, and we want to finish putting this back on. So next up is the armrest. And I can take all of those out. It's kind of gross. And the speaker can go in last. We are ready to mount the door to the car. Nice. All right, we're pretty much done. Well, by done, I think past Zach meant he was done with one door. We still have the driver's side door, we have the door bushings, and we've got that center console all to install. But don't worry, we'll get to those in the next couple weeks before moving on to even more projects. Which reminds me, I've got to get busy going and filming more content to keep it fresh each week. So I'm gonna head out and get to work on some of those future projects. If you haven't gotten caught up already with all of the past episodes, I encourage you to go check those out while we wait for next week's episode to launch. There's 6 months of work that we put into this project, and I don't think you'll believe just how big of a change Mama Miata's undergone in that time frame. But that's all I've got for this week. I can't wait to see you on the next one.